The island of Jamaica, a jewel of the Caribbean, holds a history as rich and vibrant as its landscape. Before the arrival of European ships, the island pulsed with the life of its indigenous inhabitants, the Taino people. Their story, interwoven with the arrival of Spanish settlers in the late 15th century, paints a complex tapestry of cultural exchange, conflict, and ultimately survival. The encounter between the Taino and the Spanish was a clash of worlds, each with its own customs, beliefs, and ways of life. For the Taino, it was an intrusion that would forever alter the course of their existence. For the Spanish, it was an opportunity for conquest and expansion, driven by the allure of gold and the zeal of religious conversion. This narrative, often overshadowed by the dominant historical lens, seeks to illuminate the lesser-known aspects of this encounter. It is a story of resilience in the face of adversity, of cultural adaptation, and the enduring legacy of the Taino people on the island they called Jamaica. Through their story, we gain a deeper understanding of the intricate dynamics that shape the Caribbean we know today, a region forever marked by the confluence of cultures and the enduring spirit of its indigenous inhabitants. The year 1494 marked a turning point in Jamaica's history. Christopher Columbus, on his second voyage to the New World, dropped anchor off the island's shores. The Taino, accustomed to the rhythms of island life, were met with the imposing sight of European ships, a stark contrast to their own canoes hewn from massive mahogany trees. Accounts from the time describe the Taino as a welcoming people, curious about the newcomers. They extended gestures of hospitality, offering the Spanish their staple crops of cassava and maize. Their lives, deeply intertwined with the natural world, were governed by a spiritual system that revered the spirits of ancestors and the forces of nature. The Spanish, for their part, arrived bearing the weight of their own worldview. Driven by a thirst for gold and the fervor of religious conversion, they viewed the Taino through a lens of cultural superiority. Language barriers and differing interpretations of gestures further complicated these initial interactions. Despite the stark differences in their cultures, a tentative exchange began. The Taino, skilled navigators and cultivators, possessed a wealth of knowledge about the island's flora, fauna, and medicinal plants. The Spanish, with their advanced metalwork and weaponry, represented a source of both fascination and fear. The arrival of the Spanish, initially met with curiosity, soon cast a long shadow over the Taino way of life. The Spanish, driven by their quest for gold, subjected the indigenous population to forced labor in mines and on plantations. This exploitation, coupled with the introduction of European diseases like smallpox and measles, decimated the Taino population. Traditional social structures crumbled under the weight of forced assimilation and displacement. The Spanish, seeking to exert their dominance, imposed their language, religion, and customs upon the Taino. Villages that once thrived were abandoned as the indigenous population was concentrated into settlements designed to facilitate control. The impact of disease cannot be overstated. With no immunity to these new ailments, the Taino succumbed in droves. Entire communities were wiped out, their traditions and knowledge lost with each passing generation. The once vibrant tapestry of Taino life began to unravel, leaving behind a profound sense of loss and displacement. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, the Taino spirit endured. Acts of resistance, both large and small, became a testament to their resilience. From fleeing into the island's rugged interior to preserving elements of their culture in secret, the Taino refused to be entirely extinguished. The encounter between the Taino and the Spanish was not merely a story of subjugation, but also one of cultural exchange, however unequal it may have been. The Spanish, despite their dominance, adopted elements of Taino life, particularly in agriculture and food. Cassava, a staple crop of the Taino, became a crucial part of the Spanish colonial diet. Similarly, the Taino incorporated certain aspects of Spanish culture into their own. The use of metal tools, for instance, revolutionized their farming practices. However, this exchange was often marked by power imbalances, with the Spanish dictating the terms of engagement. Religious practices also intertwined, albeit often under duress. The Spanish, driven by a mission to convert indigenous populations to Christianity, established missions and churches throughout the island. While many Taino adopted elements of Catholicism, they often did so alongside their traditional beliefs, creating a syncretic blend of faiths. This cultural fusion is evident in the language spoken in Jamaica today, Jamaican patois. This vibrant Creole language draws heavily from English, the language of the colonizers, but retains a distinct Taino influence in its vocabulary and cadence. This linguistic blend serves as a constant reminder of the island's complex history. Section 5. Seeds of Resistance. The Taino response to Spanish colonization was not passive acceptance. Resistance took many forms, from open rebellion to subtle acts of defiance that preserved elements of their culture. One of the most notable figures of resistance was a female cacique or chieftainess named Anacaona. Known for her intelligence, diplomacy, and leadership, Anacaona initially sought peaceful coexistence with the Spanish. However, as Spanish atrocities escalated, she took a more defiant stance. She rallied her people, forming alliances with other indigenous groups, and led a fierce but ultimately unsuccessful uprising against the Spanish. Her story, though tragic, serves as a powerful symbol of Taino resistance and the struggle for self-determination. Beyond organized rebellion, everyday acts of resistance were woven into the fabric of Taino life under Spanish rule. They preserved their traditions through storytelling, music, and dance, passing down their cultural heritage from one generation to the next. These acts of cultural preservation, often hidden from the eyes of the colonizers, ensured the survival of at least some aspects of Taino identity. The legacy of Taino resistance is not confined to history books. The spirit of resistance they embodied continues to inspire contemporary movements for social justice and indigenous rights in Jamaica and throughout the Caribbean. Their story serves as a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit yearns for freedom and self-determination. Section 6. The Weight of Legacy. The arrival of the Spanish in 1494 irrevocably altered the course of Jamaica's history. The Taino, once the island's sole inhabitants, were decimated by disease, displacement, and forced assimilation. Their vibrant culture, though severely impacted, did not vanish entirely. Traces of their legacy endure, woven into the language, cuisine, and cultural practices of modern Jamaica. The Spanish colonial period, built on the backs of indigenous labor, laid the foundation for centuries of sugarcane production, shaping the island's economy and social structure. The importation of enslaved Africans to work on sugar plantations further diversified Jamaica's population, creating a complex social hierarchy rooted in colonialism. The echoes of this history are still felt today. The legacy of colonialism continues to influence social dynamics, economic disparities, and the relationship between Jamaica and its former colonizers. Recognizing and understanding this historical context is crucial for addressing contemporary challenges and fostering a more just and equitable society. However, the story of Jamaica is not solely defined by its colonial past. The resilience of its people, their ability to adapt, resist, and create in the face of adversity, is a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Jamaica's vibrant culture, its music, art, and traditions are a testament to the enduring legacy of its diverse heritage. Section 7 echoes in the present. While the Taino population was tragically reduced following Spanish contact, their presence is far from extinguished in modern Jamaica. Recent archaeological discoveries and renewed interest in indigenous history have shed light on the enduring legacy of the Taino people. Their DNA, it turns out, lives on in many Jamaicans today. Linguistic studies have revealed the subtle but significant influence of the Taino language on Jamaican patois. Words for plants, animals, and everyday objects like barbecue and hammock can be traced back to their language, Arawakan. These linguistic remnants serve as a constant reminder of the island's indigenous roots. The Taino tradition of cassava cultivation continues to play a vital role in Jamaican cuisine. Bami, a flatbread made from cassava, is considered a national dish, a testament to the enduring legacy of Taino culinary traditions. Similarly, traditional fishing techniques and knowledge of medicinal plants passed down through generations demonstrate the continued relevance of indigenous knowledge in modern Jamaica. The resurgence of interest in Taino history and culture is not merely an academic pursuit, it is a movement driven by a desire to reclaim a forgotten past and to celebrate the resilience of a people who refuse to be erased. Section 8. Unwritten chapters. The story of the Taino and their interactions with European settlers is not a story easily confined to history books. It is a living narrative, continually being rediscovered and reinterpreted as new evidence comes to light and perspectives evolve. Much of their story remains untold, hidden beneath layers of colonial narratives and the passage of time. Archaeological excavations continue to unearth artifacts and settlements, offering glimpses into the daily lives, beliefs, and artistic expressions of the Taino people. These discoveries challenge previously held assumptions and provide a more nuanced understanding of their sophisticated culture. Oral histories passed down through generations offer invaluable insights into Taino perspectives and experiences. These stories, often overlooked by traditional historical accounts, provide a counter-narrative to colonial interpretations, revealing the resilience, humor, and humanity of the Taino people. The task before us is to listen to these untold stories, to piece together the fragments of a history often obscured, and to ensure that the legacy of the Taino people is given the recognition and respect it deserves. Section 9. A shared future. The story of the Taino and the Spanish in Jamaica is a complex one, marked by both tragedy and resilience. It is a story that forces us to confront the uncomfortable truths of colonialism, the devastating impact of disease, and the enduring legacy of cultural exchange. Yet it is also a story of survival, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of a people who refuse to be silenced. As we move forward, it is imperative to acknowledge the multifaceted history of Jamaica, recognizing the contributions and struggles of all its people. Learning from the past, both its triumphs and its injustices, is essential for building a more inclusive and equitable future. The resurgence of interest in Taino history and culture is an encouraging sign. By embracing the richness and diversity of Jamaica's past, we can foster a deeper appreciation for the island's cultural heritage and promote cross-cultural understanding. The story of Jamaica is a testament to the power of the human spirit to endure, to overcome adversity, and to create something beautiful and unique. It is a story that continues to unfold, reminding us that the past is never truly past, but rather a living presence that shapes our present and guides our future.